Oxygen concentrators keep patients alive, but they can only do that if they are maintained and used properly.
It is our job as technicians and engineers to fix them when they break down. But also, we do need you as users to do your part. Because if the oxygen concentrators are used properly, they break down less frequently and they can be used for much longer.
Oxygen concentrators are usually on the ground, where there is quite a bit of dust and dirt. The two particle filters prevent this dust going into the machine. Cleaning the filters regularly is vital to keep the concentrator working properly and to keep dust and germs out of the lungs of sick patients receiving oxygen. On the AirSep model, you take off the side panel to get to the fine particle filter. It then just lifts out.
So to open the cover, you have to press the topmost parts.
On the Kanta model, the fine particle filter is in the compartment at the back of the machine.
To remove the fine particle filters, you have to remove the filter housing first. So you push it up. Okay. So the filter element is inside the housing, so you have to open. And pull out the filter element.
The fine particle filters should never be put in water. They need to be cleaned by the maintenance department using compressed air. There should be a spare filter which you can put into the machine while the cleaning is taking place.
So to replace, you push it into its position and you close. And back into its position, like so. Okay.
You can, on the other hand, clean the gross particle filters. On the AirSep model of the concentrator, the gross particle filter just pulls out from the back of the machine.
So you take it out.
You'll find that the side facing outwards will be much dirtier and covered in dust. On the Kanta model, you find the filter on the inside of the back cover.
Now this is the gross particle filter. To remove, just slide it out of its place.
You clean the gross particle filters on both models in exactly the same way. They are like big square sponges, but they are quite delicate, and so you must neither squish or squeeze them. As you can see, the filter is much dirtier on the surface that was facing the outside.
This is the dusty side, and this part is a bit cleaner.
Make sure that you keep the dirty side down throughout. That way, the dust and dirt comes out much more easily. You can get most of the dust out while it is still dry by tapping it against a hard surface, like the edge of a sink.
Then you have to open the water and immerse the gross particle filter. Make sure the dusty part is facing down.
Only after you have got out as much dust as possible do you put it under the water.
If it is very dirty, it is fine to use a container with some soapy water to submerge it. Make sure it is dirty side down still.
You shake it. Okay, don't squish.
Resist the temptation to squeeze it or squish it. After that, you need to rinse it well to get all the soap out.
With the filter still facing down, you bring it to running water.
You have to critically examine it. If there are any dirty or debris hanging, then you have to remove them.
When the filter is clean, you can shake it to get rid of the excess water.
Then you shake.
Put the filter to dry in a shaded place. Don't use a heater or put them under the sun. Again, this will damage the filters. You can replace the filter with a dry spare. Never put a wet filter into an oxygen concentrator. You can cause damage.
As for the cover, You're supposed to clean it with water.
The cover of the Canta model can also be cleaned under a tap to remove all the dust. Again, you can shake it and leave it to dry.
Please remember these things. Do not squeeze it when cleaning. Do not dry it under the sun. And don't use it while wet. Thank you.
Indeed, the machine is very easily damaged by water. So during the rainy season, make sure that it is not next to an open window and don't wet mop around it. Do dry mopping.
The 9-volt battery is also housed in the same filter compartment.
Next to the fine particle filters in both machines, there is also a battery.
So this 9-volt battery is used to power the power failure alarms.
This operates the alarm in case there is a power cut. These need to be changed periodically. So if you ever notice that the power alarm is not working, the battery is probably dead and needs changing. Regular disinfection is best done with alcohol and gauze. Chlorine can also be used on the plastic housing, but it makes any metal parts rust very quickly. So chlorine must not be put on any metal part of any machine. The controls, however, are used much more often and need to be disinfected after each use. Use gauze soaked in alcohol to wipe the controls or anywhere else you touch.
This seems like a lot of work, but it is incredibly important. We have to break the possible spread of infections around the unit.
So try to make it a habit. Every time you handle a machine, just get a bit of gauze and alcohol and wipe up after yourself. It only takes a few moments.
Finally, if the machine is not in use, you need to turn it on and run it for 15 minutes every week. Open the flow meters when you do this.